10 years ago, we had this horse, and okay, we'll forget it. Yeah, but I don't want to tell it again.
You heard it from us, not from her.
Yeah, you didn't hear it from her.
Oh, okay, so we had this horse, and it was a crazy horse, but anyway, we had it on a farm up near Meadowview, Virginia, which is a half hour from our house. Anyway, so it was in the middle of winter, and we went up to see our horse, and it was really cold. It was like February or March, and it was really cold and wet, and so we went up to the farm and we parked, and we couldn't see the horse anywhere. So it was me and Jackie and Julia and two of their little friends. They were like 11 and 9, and they had two little friends with them. So I said, well, let's go out and find the horse. So we start walking out through the field. There was nobody around that day on the farm. So we start walking and walking and walking, trying to find our horse. And all of a sudden, we see this little baby horse. Focus on him. And so there was a horse that was born in January that year, and the mother, I don't know what he did. It was born, and it was out in the field, and they found it. It was really cold, and the little horse about died. So the vet said it's going to live, but you're going to have to keep it somewhere heated because it couldn't survive. It was really sick. So the farmer's son put the little horse in his den. And so it was raised for like 2 months. Its first 2 months of its life, it lived in the den of a house. So it thought it was like a dog. Well, I didn't know any of this at the time, okay? So I go out there, and there's this little baby horse, which he's probably about, that high off the ground? His back's probably about that high. But yeah, they probably weigh, about 300 or 400 pounds then. So I'm like, oh, there's the baby! And we hadn't seen the baby. And so we start walking towards it. And so the whole horse starts coming up to me, and he's like really interested in me. And I'm like, hey, it's a horsey! Hey. Oh, we're sorry. We forgot that they were in there.
It's okay. I told her you were having entirely too much fun.
Oh. So anyway, the horse starts coming up to me, and I'm like, and I have a rope with me because I'm going to catch my horse, when I find it. So the horse starts doing this, like towards me. I'm like, hey, horsey, and then he starts going, and I'm going, and I'm back, get back, and I'm like. I'm like trying to hit it with the rope, and he keeps going. Well, keep in mind, a baby horse still weighs like 300 pounds, right? And so I'm screaming. I start screaming at my kids and their friends. I'm like, run to the car! Run to the car! I'm getting attacked by the baby horse. And so they take off running, and it's cold. It's like freezing, and one of them, we had to jump over a creek, and one of them went down in the creek, and their foot was like up to here in mud, and we were like, and so anyway, then the baby horse, so I'm trying to protect all the children from the baby horse, and so then it turns around and starts going, and I'm like, it's gonna hurt me, just kick me. And so anyway, finally, I just started backing away from him. I took off running, and I ran and jumped over the creek and everything, and we took off. And we lived, but then the next weekend we went up there to see the horse, and I was telling the farmer I was like, we got attacked by the baby horse, and he's like, oh, what are you talking about? And I told him how he started backing up to me like that. I said he was trying to kick me, and he said, oh, he said that's what he does. He said he just wanted his butt scratched. I'm like, well, I didn't know that. I thought we were going to be killed. So that's my story of the baby horse.